Hi, Carrie and Charisse here. We're going to talk a little bit about today, like our roles separately and together, like as far as on the daily, big picture,
how different we are.
In case that isn't painfully obvious already, we definitely come to this like with completely different personalities, which probably is why it works. I don't know. But we definitely come at things that definitely differently and are able, thankfully, to
make it all
usually bounce it off one way or the other.
So I spend the majority of the day in the office. I take care of more of the listing side of things. So not just calling to get more listings, but coordinating everybody, photographers, video, cleaners, all of that stuff is more along the lines of what I'm doing as opposed to she's handling more buyer stuff.
Yeah, I'm most of the time doing the talking and the interpersonal portion of this job, which is, I mean, obviously, like to where I'm very comfortable. It's my favorite thing about this. I couldn't sit at my computer all day doing what she does. It would drive me crazy. That's not my, like, I need to be out and about and talking to people and moving and seeing and doing. Where if she never had to leave the office, she would be quite
perfectly
happy about the whole thing.
Happy.
So I'm most of the time showing meeting with prospect, like, you know, I'm most of the time doing that the social piece of it. But I do think, you know, our differences are what does make it work quite well, because I can be out in the field and call her and say, I need whatever, whether it's a contract or whether it's a question about a property, whether it's a question about title, whatever it is, like I'm able to have that. So it does make it, like, from a client standpoint, definitely easier. And I feel like our clients are getting, you know, like kind of like 2 for 1 in that I'm driving them to the next property and she's already writing the offer for the one that we saw.
I'm more handling the business side of it, where making sure that bills are paid, the numbers make sense, kind of managing our staff and making sure all of the back end stuff is taken care of. So the marketing is done, the systems are working the way they should. Any of that, the stuff that, not the glamour, like it's not glamorous at all.
Not glamorous.
But it needs to happen, and it makes everything else work smoothly. So that is mainly where my focus is. Where she is doing not just the buyer side, but like then with our team and our staff doing more of the communicating with our agents and making sure everybody is okay. The stuff that,
like the mom version of all the stuff. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Not like the hand holding, but just like the
checking
the
in.
Personal part, side of it, right?
Sure,
like making sure
okay.
everyone is happy. Like we genuinely like the people we work with, and we sincerely want to make sure that they're happy and we're all happy and it's all like kind of working as it should. And I think sometimes like people get the idea, like, you know, that like, well, sometimes people are confused that there are 2 people and think that it's only like one person, and then like, because our names are kind of similar too, and like they're not even necessarily reading the email or like the signature, like, oh, you sent me this email. I was like, I actually didn't, but yes. So I think there's sometimes people who think that like we are like one person, but we are talking to each other like all day, every day. So it's not like while she's doing it, we're still like bouncing all of it off one another to keep it on the level. So I think that's
super important, especially client-wise, because if you have a client where I'm showing property to one day and the next day she's doing it, but we're not talking, then it's a disservice to our clients. But literally we're talking all the time, because we're not just sharing client information, but we're talking about deals that we have going on, prospective deals that we have, marketing, like all of it. So
and respectfully, like coming at things differently.
Very differently most of the
But
time.
like, but also with the ability to be like, okay, like I know how she's gonna see it. So like I'm already like in my mind, like not coming up with like my argument, but like more like an angle where like maybe she'll understand that it's not black and white. She won't, but like I always just like I'm you know, I don't want to say I'm super half full, like maybe like quarter full, but like I'm trying like most of the time to be like, okay, she like here's how I have to explain this one.
She's managing people all the time, including me, majority of the time.
Her like on the down low, but yeah, that's definitely what's happening.
So that's
It's the balance, and it
Yeah.
totally works. I think the fact that we've known each other since we were kids, 20 years old, I think that's, you know, it's not like we just met and decided to start a business together. We've known each other. We've been through all kinds of crazy stuff together, and I think it just, there's trust and there's a level of like, you know, like I know she has my back even though we come at it from like completely different. Like it's still like there's security and knowing and communication where I think it's definitely advantageous for our clients and the people that we work with. I think. Well, I mean, I guess they can speak to that.